See, if a man don't have it together within himself, he can't be much of nothing to you. Because the three things that drive us as men is who we are, what we do, and how much we make. So if you meet a man that doesn't have the who he is, what he does, and how much he make in order, quit wanting to walk down the aisle with this guy because he don't have it together for himself. If he don't have it together for himself, he's not gonna have it together for you. You're asking him to be something that he's not.
So why are guys scared of getting married? I'm sure you've seen that video by Steve Harvey. Do you agree with what he says? He said a couple of things there.
Yeah.
And we're going to be trashing that out today from a guy's perspective and a lady's perspective today. So stay tuned to the very end. Don't miss any part of this video. Don't skip it so you can get maximum value, okay?
Yeah.
So first question. I mean, if you've not seen the video, please go back to see the video. And then the first thing that Steve Harvey said is that there are three things that drive a man. Three major things. And the first one is who he is. Do you agree with this statement? What do you think about what Steve Harvey said?
The question is, why are guys scared of getting married? Is it responsibilities? Is it commitment? Or is it something deeper than what we've just watched? And the question is, it could be who we are. Yes, it could be who we are as a man and or as guys, and we're like, we want to figure out what literally we are, because sometimes as a guy, if you don't know who you are, you begin to question your decision. You begin to question if you're going to make the right decision. You begin to question if what you are going to do is really the right thing, because even as a person, you've not really figured out who exactly you are. So I think the question would now be, speaking from a man's perspective, is it who we are? Yes. If we don't figure out who we are as a guy, if we don't figure out what we are designed to do, like purpose, where some people would say purpose, or our life ambition and everything that surrounds us as a man, our masculinity, if we don't figure that out, we begin to really doubt even the decision that you make. Some decisions are even correct, but you are just still doubting because you've literally not figured out who you are as a man.
And where you're going.
Yeah.
So, in your journey towards marriage, how did you see yourself like that young man that was, I mean, I don't know if you've seen the whole video where at some point the guy proposed to the lady, "Oh, I want to get married to you." And 7 months down the line, during the process of marriage counseling, he was like, "Am I sure I'm ready for this?" And it was like, he wants to take a break. And then the lady felt that, oh, maybe this is not the man for me. Okay, so, and then Steve Harvey is saying he has not discovered that for a man to agree to go ahead with maybe something as important and strategic as marriage, is that he has to figure out who he is. So do you think that was part of the things you had to figure out before you decided that you were ready to get married?
Yeah. So for me, I had doubt at some points, because I needed to figure out my life. I needed to figure out what I'm called to do, and so I really did not find myself in so many kind of relationship, because I needed to first figure out things around my life. So I was not so much into jump and like meet this one, because at first I knew that if I don't figure out this thing, I will be confused and I will not make the right decision. So it's not about being nice, it's not about being kind, because I was kind, I was nice, and I was ambitious, but I wanted to first figure out my identity, know who I am, and know that, okay, that when I become a husband, I will be a good husband, that when I become a father, I will be a good father, and when I become of course, when I get married, that I'll be a good partner. So I wanted to ensure that I figure out my life out first. So that was why I delayed in terms of the kind of relationship I get into, people that I allowed to come into my circle, and I was very conscious about that one, because obviously as every man, we want to figure out our masculinity, we want to figure out our identity, and we want to be sure that we have confidence in our identity, so that even when we face challenges in marriage, in relationship, we are still able to
be in charge.
Be in charge, exactly. Yeah. We are still able to be in charge.
Yeah, so that's really profound. Thank you for adding that. So at what point did you realize that you figured out who you are, and was it that point that you decided that, okay, maybe I should enter into a relationship?
I wouldn't say it was immediately when I figured out who I was that I now say let me get into a relationship. But it's a process. You might not totally know when you figure it out. Okay, that this is who, and that you feel you've known your identity. But over time, you realize that what you used to be confused about become clearer, and you're like, okay, there's clarity in this aspect of life. There's clarity in this aspect of life, and you now like. Connect bits from here, connect dots from every more like everything that happens around. You now realize, okay, I'm no longer scared of this thing. I'm no longer scared of this thing, this particular one. So I think I'm really becoming a man. So it won't just happen like overnight. It's a process, and when you gain clarity in that aspect, you will know.
Yeah. Okay, that's nice. Good to hear that. You didn't give me an age. Maybe you didn't want to tell me about the age part. But I think for women, I mean, there are different kind of women, right? For me, I mean, I was very intentional in my life. Let me just say, I was an overthinker. I would use that word because later I got into school, that was like the problem in my life. And I think a lot of teenagers from the 18 bracket start to think about, okay, who am I? Especially the serious ones that don't just want to live life carelessly, right?
Yeah.
Like me, from that 18, 19, when I was in uni, I was like, God, what is my purpose? What have you called me to do? I was praying, I was travailing, I was having midnight prayers because I really wanted to know who I was so that I wouldn't miss it in life. So I knew that school age was a transition age just to, sharpen my skill. But by the time I get into the marketplace, I need to be able to have figured out my life so that everything will like go in smoothly. So for me, and I think towards the end of my undergraduate, that's when I encountered God, and he kind of like gave me a blueprint of everything I was called to, like the different ministries.
Yeah. And
of course, I've talked about this before in my channel, that purpose is not one thing that you must do. Like, it grows over time. So, but there will always be a ministry part-time, right? But at least it's good that you have a sense of direction, right? So if you have a sense of direction, you will know who you should bring along. So imagine that God has told you to be a pastor.
Yeah.
I mean, if God has told you to be a pastor, you will know the kind of wife you want to marry, right?
Yeah.
Someone that is going in the same direction as you and things like that. But if you don't know where God is calling you to, anybody can look at it. And for me also, one of the things that actually attracted me to you was the fact that this guy is driven. And I even started from a business point of view. I had not even know how spiritual he was. Like, in terms of his business goals, like, he was a go-getter. Let's get this done. And that was what attracted me to him, right? Because I knew that this guy is serious about the things that are committed to him. So I think that's very, very important. Yeah.
I think from a man perspective, I would say you ask yourself this question: what kind of partner am I? And what kind of husband will I be? What kind of father? Or not even will I be? What kind of husband am I? What kind of father am I?
You're not
what
there
kind
yet,
of what kind of I'm talking about the identity now.
Okay. Or do you want to be? Shouldn't it be? Is this someone that's already married?
I mean, it shouldn't be, because you definitely, of course, you're going to become over time.
Yeah.
But you should ask yourself, what kind of father am I? Because that is what you are at that stage now. If you become a father the next day, what are you going to be like? So that's what I'm saying. What kind of father am I? What kind of husband am I? What kind of partner? Because when I use that word intentionally, husband and partner, because there's a time that I will operate like an husband. I have to partner with you to do something. So at that I'm operating as a partner. We are doing this thing together. It's not about husband and wife. We are partners. To ask that kind of question, what kind of partner am I? What kind of father am I? What kind of man am I?
Yeah,
am I a man that when things
happen? Starting point.
Yeah, I should say, what kind of man am I? So that when things happen in the house, you are not fidgeting, you are not trying to, you don't even know what you don't have any contribution, you don't have any content. You're having conversation with your wife, and the only thing you can say is, now wow, God help, all those kind of things. You don't have nothing to offer, because and most of this now is because you don't even have anything to offer. So because you've not really built yourself to really know your identity and know what you stand for. When there is a challenge in you at home, you should be able to say, okay, this is what we are going to do.
Yeah.
Yes, and you stand your ground because you've built this conviction, and you now mirror it against your identity. Does it reflect who am I? If it doesn't, then we don't do it. Then this, like, you stand your ground because you've already figured out who you are as a person. But if you've not done that, there's going to be a challenge. Then you are not even ready for marriage.
Yeah, so yeah, very, very important. Very, very true.
Yeah.
A man's identity will help him figure out who he is and will
Yes.
guide his actions and his behavior. So
Yeah.
understand your core values, understand who you are, understand where you're headed, so that you can know the kind of relationship you want to have, and so that you can get into the right relationship.
And core value is not even for only businesses. As individual, you should have your core values. You should write down things that, like, these are my values. This is what I stand for. I remember I was speaking with Mr. Matthias, and he told me his core value. The first time I met him, he told me about his core value. The first day I was like, wow. And that was like 6-7 years ago when I met him. I was like, wow. He came as a client, and imagine someone you're trying to do business with, personal branding. He was telling you his core value. This is what I stand for. So if you feel you can help my brand, then we can work together. And he mentioned his leadership, and it has not changed. I've been doing it all since when I knew him. And that's what I'm also saying. So as a human being, you should also have your core value, so that even when you are talking to this potential wife, you can share your core value. And if it resonates with her, she will want to go on a journey with you. If it doesn't, then she will move on. Yeah. Just like when you're being interviewed for a job, right? The interviewer will ask you questions, and they also give you time for you to ask them questions to see if that is a good fit for you. Yeah, they want
symbiotic relationship. Yeah, very important. Thank you. According to Steve Harvey, the second thing that drives a man is what he does. So men take pride in the job that they do. And sometimes if a man has not found his dream job or is not working in his dream company, he may, not be ready for a committed relationship. That's what he said. And I think so. Yeah. But then let me hear from a man's point of view. Is this true? Did that play a role in your own life, in your marriage journey? What do you have to say about it?
Yes, it actually played a role in my decision, in my marriage journey, even as family, even up to now. I mean, men, we want to feel confident in what we do. We want to be sure that we can protect, that we can provide, that we can take care of you. We can take care of him. When I mean you, like now in context, like that you can take care of your wife. You can take care of your family. Woman. You can take care of your lady, your woman. And you want to be able that you can contribute to the family, that you can make sure that, and it's not, that this is not even about money now. This is about,
but it's mainly about money.
Yeah, this is not really about money now. It's just that feeling to know that you can contribute to the family, that you can protect the family. So in what we do, we want to take pride. Even if it's not, the job. I'm using job now as how do I call it?
It's a proxy.
As a proxy, yeah.
For other things.
Yeah. So it might not really be a very big job, but we want to be sure that you can literally protect. You can literally contribute to the family. That when you go out, that you come back with something, that you can make sure that you protect the family. That you are having a good discussion. There's a prospect. Men want to be sure that, okay, I'm in line with, there is a sustainability goal for me, that what I'm doing now can take care of my wife, my family, my children, give them the dream they want to more like the ideal dream they would want to have. Like, that's it. So men, we have that ego, and one of the ego is that we want to be able to take care of our family.
Yeah, that is so important. So, did you think that you had your dream job, or you were already in the perfect environment before you decided to go in for a relationship? Because that guy was having doubts, like, I don't think I've got my dream job, so maybe it's not time to settle. So, there's other people, like, I remember Pastor Aaron talking about how he was just starting when he got married, right? Yeah. So, do you think that men these days are really are like Pastor Aaron, or like you, depending on what your situation was, or what you have to say about everything about having your dream career?
So I knew where I was going, and I knew where I was going. I was so sure of where I was going, so it was not really an issue for me, because I already figured it out that, okay, I will be able to protect, I will be able to contribute, I will be able to provide for my family. So it was just a process. I was not yet there, but I knew where I was going, and I was already in line with, like, it was closer than I knew that in a very few, maybe in 2-3 years, that I'm going to get there, to that level that I can 100% take care of everything I want to. So that was why I was not scared when I was getting married, because I knew where I was going. I always say it, even right from when we met, where I was going. I was so sure of the picture. I could see it. So the thing about the challenge is that when a man...
Right.
What was I saying? Yeah, well, I know I'm proud, yeah. But the thing is, it's true now.
Okay.
It's not in a bad way, by the way. But the thing is
confident.
Confident. Yeah. So the thing is I've lost my line of thought. When a man when a man feels stagnant, or unsure of what he is doing, you see, he's scared of marriage. But when a man is so sure of what he's doing and he's making progress, even if the progress is not the way other people would want it, but he himself knows that okay, he's making a progress. That where he was yesterday, he's making progress. When he wants to check his more like his metrics and see if he has meet some milestone, that he's making progress. He's sure of marriage. He's sure of bringing someone along with him because he know, okay, I'm making progress and this is going to be a good one, a good ride for me.
Yeah, but I mean, I think for Nigerians, the average Nigerian, I think this is an area of concern that men need to, look into, because marriage is meant to be partnership, right?
Yeah.
So sometimes you don't have to have it all figured out. Like, if you can commit your dream to somebody, you guys can build together. Synergy means that 1 + 1 = 3, 2 + 2 = 5. So the combination of two of us is greater than individual, us as an individual. So if you understand that power, as long as the first one is in place, like purpose is already determined, you know where you are, you know where you're headed, you know that even since you know where you are, you should know where you should be working.
Yeah.
You should know the dream job you want to do, the dream company you want to set up and everything. You know that would come in the process of time. You can commit that idea to another woman that believes in you, and you guys can work together as a team.
I think I can even bring business perspective now. When you know who you are, you'll be able to sell what you do. You understand?
They've given you what's a toasting trick. How to toast a woman.
So how is that how to toast a woman? Okay, that's true.
You can sell what you want to do to the woman, and she'll be buying everything. Women are moved by words, So how are you selling your package?
But you can't sell who you can't sell what you do when you've not even figured out who you are. That's why it's very good for you to know, okay, even when you are discussing with your potential wife, you already know what you are going to do. Even if you are not there yet, paint the picture of where you are going and talk about the picture of where you are going. And of course, not talking about where you are going and you're still sleeping when you wake up in the morning. You understand? I know how I sleep very late, 3 a.m. and still awake because I'm trying to write down what I want to achieve, and I strategize, and I knew where I was going. I was also taking on classes, taking on training, doing so many things just to keep myself going as well, to make sure that money is coming in, not that, okay, I'm building and nothing is coming in at all. I had plans. So that's the same thing. When you know who you are, you'll be able to sell your dream, your future to the person that you want to marry.
Okay. In other words, ladies, this is the kind of man you should not marry. The man that does not know who he is.
Yeah.
The man that does not know what he wants to do. Once you see that signs, that is the proof that this is not the man for you.
Or the man that talk about what way you want to and where you're going to be, but doesn't take any action.
Yeah. I used to have a friend like that. I'll call him Monday morning. Said I'm sleeping. I'm like, why are you sleeping? Like, there's nothing today. Like, I could see that this person was too laid back, and to me that was like a turn off. Like, no, I don't want to be with you. So, ladies, shine your eyes, shine your eyes, shine your eyes. According to Steve Harvey, the third factor that drives a man is how much he makes. And guess what? Igbo boys fall into this group chat. I had a friend, man, he said, I'm not going to get married until I have made the money that I want to make, because I cannot afford not to give the woman the life that she wants, that she deserves. So I'm going to like delay. And yes, this guy got married almost 40, because how much he makes is very important to him. So
he didn't make the money, by the way.
Yeah, I think he's doing comfortably well compared to when he had just finished from school. But I don't know, like, guys, what's happening? How much he'll make is what's driving you. Like, what's up? What do you have to say about it? You've touched on it before. But
yeah, the thing is, if how much you make, I was speaking with one of my best friends, and we're talking just recently, and he said there's this confidence that comes when you look at your bank account as a man.
I'm okay,
and it's true. Yeah, he just got a property and a land rather. It was like, and when the money went down, it was like, it just felt as if it felt as if he had not achieved anything this year. It was like, you just bought the land, bro. Calm down. And he was like, yeah, there's this confidence that comes when you look at your bank account and you see that there's something in there. So it's just a normal man's ego, kind of like, we look at your bank account and like, oh, I think I'm doing well. I'm doing well.
But a man's life does not consist in the abundance of things that he has.
We know that is the extreme, when you now feel that your life is around how much you have. I mean, I think last Sunday, Pastor Liren was talking about, he said, that's how you look at yourself in your mirror and you're like, I'm doing well.
I do okay.
I'm doing well. I do
right.
okay. Yeah. So it's just a normal man ego, how we are. Like, you look at yourself and like, yeah, I'm doing well. I'm doing fine. So you want to be able to take care of there's this ego, like you just feel like, oh, I'm taking care of my wife very well. And our own clock is that financial clock. Meanwhile, your own is biological clock. But our own is this financial clock. Like, we want to, like, what's my financial clock saying? How close am I to that dream? How close am I to that being
financial
ready?
Dream.
Yeah. But the extreme is that when you now begin to look at only that and forget that you also need to develop who you are and what you do and focus on only your finance, and that becomes a challenge. So,
and I think also the challenge could also be when you fail to realize that you can grow into that place you want to be. You don't have to wait till everything looks perfect. You should not be a perfectionist, right? That things will happen with time or be over time. As long as you're taking like meaningful progress and steps.
Yeah, the thing it's okay for you to actually feel scared, especially when you look at your bank account and it's red, or it's not just there, and you feel you cannot take care of two people. It's okay. But what are you doing? You also look at the moment. Are you sleeping? If you're sleeping, then you're not ready. But if there's something that you're doing, that every day something is coming in, or every 30 days something is coming in, and it's on a consistent base, not just you just get one and after this month, before it comes again 3 months, on a consistent basis, and you show there's consistency, there's a track record that every time something is coming in, and you can get married, you can talk to someone and see someone who will buy that dream, and you guys can contribute together. And also, women, you don't put it only on one man, on the man. I mean, except the man can take care of it. It's okay for you to, at the early stage, see how you want to build with the person, partner with the person. I'm thanking God for the Western world, how it works. Like, I mean, you can even still get married and you are still buying your things. Like, I'm like, I understand. You're married though, and you take care of yourself. We're married, but I mean, of course, but that partnership is very much.
That's one we don't understand it in Africa. Sorry, it's not for African women. Yeah, but I mean, women like financial security, right? We want to be sure that our man can take care of us, right? But I mean, when I look at myself, I mean, when I looked at you when we were getting married, I looked at your age, and I found out that, okay, this is your age now, and this is how much you make now, because you were quite transparent with that. But then I'm like, in the next 5 years, you will not be in this bracket. So like, okay, so we're gonna grow into something else. And I could see that you were hardworking. You knew what you wanted. So I didn't have to judge you by just what you were earning at the time, because I knew that in the process of time, this person is gonna catch up with where I want him to be. So I think if you can be open-minded like that, and it was even Pastor Iren that was talking about the fact that one of the reasons why he respects and he loves his wife so much, and that nobody can tell him anything about her, was the fact that when he had nothing, this woman was for him. So, and now that he has, like, he's well established, he doesn't mind taking her around the world. So I mean, it's true that there are some men that will, ignore the fact that you were there with them when they were nothing and all of that. But I mean, also, if only you could give him a chance. Like women, if you don't give him a chance, you don't know how much more he could attain. You don't know the level of height he can get to. So give him that chance. That would be really useful and helpful.
So also, just need to understand that women try to read some things about men. If you can read books about men, so that you also understand how we think. And I mean, this is for men now, so I won't say men read for women, but normally you should. But I mean, this video is for men, so I would say
it's not for women as well.
Well, I'm just trying to say, like, in terms of me, I'm talking now. You can also say, also tell men to read more about women. Okay. But women, read books about men, listen to how men communicate, and I mean, if you can even attend some men conference, try and attend. You won't I mean, watch on YouTube if you don't want to go there.
How many
if you don't want exactly that's another video we should even do. How many men conferences do we have? But there are videos that talk about men, and people are really doing good job to talk about men. Pastor Kingsley is really doing some video talking about men. Yeah, so you can watch some of his videos. Let's understand men. Apostle Femi Lashley is talking about men also. So watch some videos about men and what people are doing. Then understand how we think, how we reason, and you realize how much you've not known about men, and some of the assumption you will not. Yeah.
Some of us are still learning, even in the process, the hard way.
Yeah. So because, I mean, we literally can come back home and we are quiet. Not because we don't want to talk, but because there are so many things running through our mind and we are thinking of what next to do. How the next money is going to come in, how we are going to travel the world with the family and everything, how we want to be able to take care of our son, my wife. Like, I'm just thinking of all those things. It's not that you don't have the money, but the kind of dream you want to give to them, you feel you cannot give them at the moment. But so a woman will now think, why are you quiet? Why are you doing this? Not knowing that you're actually thinking of them. But it's not every time the man wants to talk about that aspect, because a man will rather talk to another man outside about that kind of thing. But I'm just trying to say how we men reason about it when it comes to finances. Like, but with our wife, you're like, no, don't worry. We are good.
But a woman wants to talk about what is going on in her life with the man, but he doesn't want to talk about what is going on with his wife. Why?
No.
It's how men are, right? It's the dynamics. That's why men and women are not the same.
Yes.
We think alike. We process things differently. I mean, there's a video we did on that. You can go and watch that. We'll put that up for you to see as well.
And even when a man feels that you may not be able to process what he is going through, he will not even say it, because he doesn't want you to be more emotional than him.
And women are emotional. We're gonna cry, like, don't worry, everything's gonna be all right. Or you can take it the wrong way, like, so this is what is happening and you didn't tell me. Like, so that's just it.
Yeah. So well, if you have not figured out who you are, what you do, how much you make, it's okay to be scared. Yeah, it's okay. But the key is not about running away from it. It's just for you to ensure that you find a way to figure that out first
and grow in the process.
Yeah. Don't go and keep that woman because you like I said, that lady, don't go waiting. Yeah. You know, as a man, like I think I said it before, a man would want to give you what you want so that he can keep you. So he might want to propose to you.
Lord of the Rings, 5 years.
Propose to you because he felt, okay, this is what I love you, but I'm not ready. But I don't want to lose you either. So I'll now propose to you because I've given you as a woman what you want, so that he can keep you until he's ready. So a man would rather want to do that, and it's out of selfishness, but also he literally love you. Just that it's not enough.
That's not good enough. And in the Western world, they will just have partnership. You give birth to children, like, and you're not married. I think you don't have that final seal, so you can't really say this person. He can walk away anytime, like if it's a partner. But if he's married to you, at least you know that this is my personal person. So women want that commitment, so please give it to us, and give it to us when you are sure, when you're ready. We'd love it. In conclusion, the reason why men are scared of commitment is because they are still trying to figure out their life. Maybe they don't have enough money, they don't have their dream job. So what can ladies do? Be patient with them, reason with them, understand them, and then decide whether you can wait with them or you need to, go.
Yeah, and I would say marriage isn't about fear. It's about readiness. And readiness comes from knowing who you are, what you do, and how much you make. Readiness comes from knowing if you are prepared for the responsibility that comes with marriage. And then knowing your identity, knowing your value, knowing your self-worth. And it's not about fear. No, it's just about being when you're ready, and you will know when you're ready. So before you carry someone along, or you bring someone along to your dream or to that future you want to, make sure that you know how the future is going to be, and that you can sell the future to the person, not just fear. Fear is a signal that you are not yet ready. Yeah.
That's it from us today. I hope this video blessed you. What are your thoughts? Have you ever had a situation like the lady in the video where you were almost in a committed relationship but the guy backed out? What did you do? how did you resolve it? If you're the guy, just pop in the comments, tell us how you feel, let us, chat together there. And
you can also drop your fear in the comment.
Yeah, and we'll help you talk through your fear as well. Yeah. Have a good day.
All right.
See you later.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.